Hello, YouTube. This is Mage Power. Forgive me if my voice seems like it's starting to go a little bit. This is the third video I'm recording in a row because I'm catching up on content here. Obviously, I realize some of you probably are seeing this. I don't know the order that these videos are going to debut quite yet. Because the news on this one debuted before the others, you might be seeing these in reverse order. So this might be the first video that gets uploaded. Stay tuned throughout the week. I'm trying not to upload them on the same day if I could avoid it. Last time I did that, the notification for the second video never even happened. And the first notification ended up being where the second notification was supposed to be. I don't know, but anyways, this is an archetype. For those of you who watched Vrains, this is an archetype you probably are familiar with. This is the Sunavalon archetype played by, I'm trying to remember his name, but it was Dr. Genome? Is that who it was? Anyways, this is an archetype I thought actually looked really cool in the anime, so let's get into it. The Son of Trees has finally come for us all in an unexpected twist. So we have Sunseed, genus Loki, Sunseed, genus Loki, level 1 Earth Plant, normal monster, attack 0, defense 600. You'll understand why this is here later, if you don't know already anyways. We have Sunvine Maiden, level 1 Earth Plant effect monster, attack 0, defense 0. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a plant monster or monsters you control that was special summoned from the extra deck, quick effect. You can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, negate that effect. So this is actually good at dodging things such as Infinite Impermanence and Effect Veiler. So this is essentially your... What was the... trying to remember the name of the Magician's Soul's target. Palladium? This essentially is a Palladium Oracle mana for the deck, except it works out of the hand, not the graveyard. To put it simply, it's an extender that summons and stops targeting. Then we have a level 1 Earth Plant effect monster, attack 0, defense 400. You can only use this first and second effects once per turn each. If you control a plant normal monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. So it's a free extender out of the hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your linked Link 2 or lower Sunavalon or Sunvine monsters. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except plants. Also, special summon one monster with the same name from your extra deck, but its effects are negated. So you can cheat out monsters from your extra deck for free with this card. And then you can continue up link plays with this, and yeah, you can do some pretty fun stuff with this. But you also can just leave them there if you want some kind of extra boost. I know the link monsters do funny things with attack and actually life point modulation. So, just spoiler alert. Level 2 Earth Plant Effect Monster. This is Sunseed Twin. Attack 0, defense 800. You can only use this card's 1 and 2 effects once per turn each. If this card is normal or special summoned and you control a Sunavalon Link monster, you can target a level 4 or lower plant normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it. I do believe they have a spell card that lets you special summon plants, so being able to trigger this is probably not going to be entirely difficult. However, you're probably playing this just to be playing it out of the graveyard, getting extenders. I just happen to be familiar with this deck because it's actually one of the archetypes from Vrains that I've actually been looking forward to. I think this is going to be a very fun deck for the game. You can banish this card from your graveyard and one link monster you control. If there are 2 or more plant link monsters with the same name in your graveyard, special summon them. Special summon one of them, sorry. So if you have multiple plants in your graveyard with the same name that are link monsters, then you can banish this card and another monster that's a link in your graveyard. That's a link that you control, and you can summon it. So you can get some recursion, get a particular monster back. It means certain monsters you might not have to max out on the number you play in the extra deck. It's kind of a tech, it feels a little more like, but it's still a pretty good card in my opinion. It is the only level 2 main deck monster, I believe. Then we have a Link 1 Earth Plant Effect monster. This is going to be the core of the deck, at least how it played in the anime. Attack 0, Link Bottom. Materials 1 level 4 lore plant monster. If this card is Link summoned to the extra monster zone using Sunseed genus Loki as material, you can add a Sunvine spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So this can add the recursion spell. And then I don't remember exactly what the trap does. I've seen these also on the reveal, so a bit of a spoiler on that as well. But I know a lot of these deal with being summoned out of the extra monster zone, at least the Sunavalons, and then the Sunseed extra monsters. Link monsters do things out of the main monster zone. I know that's kind of how they're based. Cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. So if you have this in your extra monster zone, your opponent can still attack you directly, but they cannot attack this. Once per turn, if you take battle or effect damage, you can gain an equal amount of life points, and if you do, special summon a Sunvine monster from your extra deck. So basically, if you take damage while this card is on the field, you get a Link monster for free! Then we have 2 plant monsters, including a Sunavalon Link monster, Sunavalon Dryades. Cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. This points down left, down right, up to twice per turn if you take battle or effect damage. You can gain an equal amount of life points, and if you do, special summon a Sunvine monster from your extra deck. In modern Yu-Gi-Oh, getting these effects off is probably going to be a bit harder. You're probably going to have to do it yourself. It's going to be rare that your opponent just gives that effect to you. So it's going to be interesting how this translates to the actual TCG and OCG, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility where you could see this being a deck that attacks with weaker monsters into stronger monsters to trigger these. We'll see. We have the Link 3 Sunavalon Dryanome. 0 attack again. Does not prevent your opponent from attacking directly, but you can't target this for attacks. Takes at least 2 plant monsters, points all 3 directions downward, up to thrice per turn. If you take battle or effect damage, you could gain an equal amount of life, and if you do, special summon a Sunvine monster from your extra deck. So if you're starting to see a theme with these. Once per turn, when a monster this card points to is targeted for an attack, you can negate that attack, and if you do, move the attack target to another of your main monster zones. So we're starting to get into more of the actual good card, because you're just trying to swarm the field. This is going to be another Weenie Rush style of deck, but it's going to be much more of a control-based strategy. Then we have the big Link 4 Sunavalon Dryatrenchiary. Link 4 Earth Plant Link Effect Monster. Attack 0. Points up and all 3 directions down. Takes at least 2 Link monsters, so this is actually entirely generic. If this card is Link summoned, you can add a Sunavalon spell or trap from your deck to your hand. I believe this is actually something you could see played going first with a singular copy of the trap card. We will get to that in a bit, but the trap card with this card actually might be worth it. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Also cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. Gee, I wonder where this second part has been before. I've never seen this card effect before. Once per turn, you contribute 1 Link monster this card points to. Destroy cards your opponent controls up to the tributed monster's Link rating. So if this card points to a Link 4, you contribute said Link 4. Destroy 4 cards your opponent controls, non-targeting as well. So this is a big tree. They are all trees. They are all also female trees. Then we have Sunvine Gardener, Link 1 Earth Plant Link Effect Monster. If a Sunavalon Link monster you control leaves the field by a card effect, destroy this card. For the record, all the Sunvines have this effect. When an attack is declared involving this card linked to a Sunavalon Link monster and an opponent's monster, you can activate this effect, halve the battle damage you take from that battle. When this card is destroyed by battle, you can activate this effect, end the battle phase after the damage step. So this is essentially your Gardna, Battle Fader, etc. Anything that has Gardna and Yu-Gi-Oh! You can take a pretty good guess at what it probably does. All the Gardna cards are more defensive cards. This card's not necessarily all that great. We'll get to the one that I think is really the one that you really want to be playing. Then we have Sunvine Healer, Link 1, Earth Plant Link Effect Monster, attack 600, points upward. Then it takes one plant normal monster specifically, just like this one up here. If a Sunavalon Link monster leaves the field, destroy this card. If this card is special summoned, you can target a Sunavalon Link monster on the field, gain life points equal to its Link rating times 400. So in other words, if this is summoned, target the Link 4, gain 1200 life points. Whoop-de-doo! When your Plant Link monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can gain 600 life points. Whoop-de-doo! This is decent if you're playing Aroma, I guess, but beyond that, no. Sunvine Thrasher. This is the one that you should be paying attention to. So if you haven't been paying attention and you've been watching this video, pay attention to this card. It takes one plant normal monster, link 1 earth plant link effect monster, attack 800, link points straight down. If a Sunavalon Link monster you control leaves the field by a card effect, destroy this card, just like all the others. If this card is special summoned, you can target a Sunavalon monster on the field. This card gains attack equal to its Link rating times 800. So if you control the Link 4 and you summon this card, you can make this card become 4,000 attack. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon that monster to your zone and Link monster points to, but its effects are negated. So you can then steal the monster that's destroyed by battle and summon it to your zone that your Link 4 points to, and now you have it, and it's not in defense, so you can attack with it as well, and you can then also use it later on as linked material for whatever you want. Then we have Sunvine Shrine. This is the continuous spell I've been referencing. Activate this card by sending one card from your hand to the grave while you control a Sunavalon Link monster, which isn't hard to do. Like I said, it's just one plant to get a Sunavalon for the Link 1. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except for plants. Cool. They're all plants. Once per turn, you can special summon one level 4 or lower plant normal monster from your graveyard. So you can summon Genus Loki, use it for the Link 1, activate this, send whatever to the graveyard, then use this effect to bring the Loki back, and then there's your Link 2. And if you have another effect that happens in the graveyard because it was sent to the graveyard, cool, there you might have a Link 3. If it's a really good card, maybe you have a Link 4. So this card really could stack up, plus the fact that this is a continuous spell, this is a once per turn, you can really start to build up that advantage with this card, because it's only a one-time discard. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, you could send this face-up card to the graveyard, then target one continuous trap in your graveyard, set it to your spell and trap zone. Most of the time, you're not using this effect. Keeping this face-up on the field and using it over and over and over, because this is a massive resource advantage the longer this stays on the field, is probably how you're going to use this. This is going to be the card that helps you grind out games, because this deck's going to have to grind out games to get wins. Then we have the continuous trap card. Like I said, this might see played simply as a one-of teched with that Link 4, because the relevant thing set if your plant monster, when this card is activated, if you control a Link 4 or higher plant Link monster, so if you control the Link 4, which can search this card, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. So a skill drain card that it doesn't say for all future things summoned, but hey, there's a bunch of monsters on the field that I don't like their effects. Here, let me turn them off. If your plant link monster battles during damage calculation, you can make it gain attack equal to the total attack of all monsters it points to until the end of this turn. So that's cool, but it's not as relevant as the first effect. And you can only use one of this per turn, so that's fine. It's still a continuous trap as well, so you can get both of these effects eventually. But I think playing this and the Link 4 going first, it's not a bad option. I think people should consider it and give it a thought. Anyways, this has been Sunavalon. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, hit that follow and notification bell, and make sure you're subscribed so you can know when I go live. Follow me up on Twitch, twitch.tv/magepower. And if you're as excited for the Sunavalon archetype as I am, the only other one I'm really looking forward to them revealing from Vrains. I forget what the actual name was, but it was the one the Light Ignis used. I thought that deck looked really interesting. But we'll see how it turns out when that finally comes to the TCG, or the OCG for that matter. But it's nice that we're still getting the Vrains cards, even though I know we're already on Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. But let me know if you're looking forward to this. Obviously, down in the comment section, there's not been a lot of comments so far on my videos, but I do want to read them all. If you guys comment, just know that I am reading it. Thank you. United we stand, in Mage Power we trust.